talk about California. I wanted to pull this up just to show you kind of what's going on. And I've mentioned this before, but it's just always crazy to me every time I look at this. So if you want to leave California, and you have good reason to, and I'm going to go over that in a second, this is what it's going to cost you. Look at these numbers. If you want to go from Los Angeles to Phoenix, you want to rent a U-Haul and move there, it's going to cost you $1,900. You want to go from San Francisco to Phoenix, $2,500. You want to go from Los Angeles to Houston, $4,000. And look at if you want to go from LA to Houston, San Francisco to Houston, LA to Dallas, San Francisco to Dallas, all in the high 4,000s. That's crazy. But if you want to move from Houston to San Francisco, hey, we can get you there for $914. If you want to go from Phoenix to LA, we can get you there for $186. It's insane. And there's good reasons for that. I'm going to go over some of them. I want to start here, though. Disneyland employees hold a rally urging the government to reopen. And I think that he should allow that, but he's not. So if you didn't know, Disney basically threw a line in the sand and said, look, if you're not going to reopen the park, we're just going to lay everybody off. They laid off 28,000 people. 28,000 people without a job now. And those numbers are getting worse in California. They sat down and said, hey, please reopen. And here's the thing. I don't know, and there's always mixed comments on these videos where I talk about this stuff. Look, if you don't want to, you can stay in your house all day. No one's stopping you. But companies should be allowed to open. I think that they should be allowed to open and make their money. You don't have to go outside. You don't have to go anywhere. But some people need to make money. Like, how are you supposed to live without money? There's no income coming in for people. That's a whole another problem that's being created. It blows me away that people are okay with just letting businesses die. We've got businesses that have died and are never coming back. All that's going to be left at the end of the day are big boxes. And that's not good for anybody. It's insane. And it gets even worse. It's worse right here. 4 Bay Area counties fall short of state's new COOF equity metrics, which are needed to advance reopening. This is based on low-income areas and the demographics of that area. This is all identity politics right here. All identity politics. And it sucks that some of these areas are struggling, but what did some dude's business do to deserve that? So your area could be totally ready to go. You could open back up, but you can't because another area isn't ready to go, I guess, and has high test results in the positives. So the problem here is, what do these people's businesses do to get pulled into this? It's not fair. There's just more businesses that are going to close. And if you didn't know this, like California, some spots in California are getting hit so hard with businesses that are going out of business that they've started committees to help people close their businesses down. That's like how bad it is. What do these people do to anybody? Like, this is terrible for the economy. This is going to wreck California probably for years. And California used to be a really, really big economic spot for the country. So it's going to hurt the country too. I want to put that out there. You can kind of get away from it a little bit if you can just get out of California. But some people aren't in a spot where they can get out like that on a short notice. And it's unfortunate that, not everybody has the ability. Some people are stuck here. And I really wonder what California is going to look like in a few years, because all the prosperity that state has or had is going to just be gone. It's going to get worse. I mean, look at some of the nonsense. I talked about this in a video. Okay. Some of these areas can open movie theaters up, but you can't sell popcorn. What is the point of opening your movie theater up if you can't sell popcorn? There is none. Okay, you're essentially now killing the movie theater. The movie theater industry is done. I've talked about this several times, but this isn't helping them. Hey, you can open up, but you can't sell popcorn. Then you've got nonsense like this. They're putting out advisory that, hey, when you're sitting down, if you decide to go out to eat, Wear your mask, whatever. I'm not against the mask thing. If you want to wear that, that's fine. I see it as your choice. I don't hate on the mask thing. I just don't think you should be forced to wear one, but that's a different conversation. If you want to wear it, that's your business. But I think it's nonsense to say if you go out to eat, okay, put it on, take it off between bites, and then put it back on. Like I said in my video where I talked about this. What do you do if you're eating like ribs or something? Oh, that mask can be nasty. But this is it's just tough. First off, if you're that worried about it, don't go out to eat. Okay, you don't have to go out to eat. Nobody's making anybody go out to eat. Don't go out to eat. There's obviously probably a little bit of a risk there, but I go out to eat all the time because I just like to do that. And it is what it is. If something happens, something happens. I'm not going to live in fear in a hole forever. But, he just doubles down and says, hey, I will not be forced to reopen. Obviously, you don't really care. I was wondering, is this guy, and I hate to get political, and I very rarely get this level of political on the channel where I talk about actual politics because I find it all horrible to talk about, and I don't want to talk about it. I'd rather watch other people talk about this type of politics, but this stuff's just insane to me. Like, 28,000 employees gone, okay? And like Disney or not, this Disneyland resort, these theme parks in California are big tourist attractions. People come for this. Like, that's a bang for your state right there as far as an economy. And then you've got 28,000 employees, which, yes, they probably aren't paid very well, most of them. But still, just reopen them. There's other theme parks that open. They're not getting that many guests anyway, okay? I know I was reading about one theme park called Cedar Point, and they had originally used a reservation system for you to come to their park, and if you wanted to come, you'd had to reserve the day, and they had a max number of people that they were allowing in. But the number of people showing up was so low that they decided to get rid of it anyway. And then, even though there's not that many people in line, you're still waiting in line for rides a long time because they have to do all these crazy wipe down methods, which are fine. They're sanitizing it, but you're wait a long time regardless. Okay, there's not a lot of people that are going to go to Disneyland if they open, but it's there. If you don't want to go, you don't have to go. It's just crazy to me that this guy's just running the country or his state into the ground. Like, I really wonder what election is going to look like for some of these governors that are doing this. I don't know what the solution is to make all of this go away, but I do know that destroying businesses over it isn't going to help anything. I don't know, man. I don't know how to fix it, like I said, but I think there's probably ways to do it without destroying your economy, which is what California is doing. And some of the stuff that they're saying you should do is not going to work. Like taking your mask on and off between bites, probably not going to do anything. I'm no expert, but that's just my guess because you're taking it off anyway. So what's the difference in and between the bites or whatever? And then this whole idea of having identity politics based on reopening your business, that's incredibly stupid and it's not fair to these businesses. It takes a lot of money to run a business. And when you're sitting there, you don't have any way to keep it going. There's no PPP loans, and that only works for so long. You don't have any kind of relief coming in. So these businesses, they're already going to be under crazy mandates when they reopen. Like if they're a restaurant, they're allowed 25 to 50% of their capacity. But, you can't even open up. You've got to close and reopen multiple times. They're probably like throwing food away, by the way, which is even more money. But hey, identity politics are there. I guess that's more important. This is just insane to me. And I'm sorry for the people that are in California. Save up, rent yourself a U-Haul. You have to save up considering it costs you if you want to move to, and this is only for this is only mostly for Arizona and Texas. So I don't know what the other states look like. I'd imagine if you were moving to Ohio, it's probably much cheaper. But save up, rent you a U-Haul, and get out. And for the 28,000 people at Disney, I'm sorry. That sucks. Hardworking people there that don't have a job. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think, especially if you live in California. What's on your mind? Also, if you would, please like the video, share the video, make sure you're still subscribed. Subscribe if you're new, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out.